When you open an asset in Mutiny, you're working inside the editor. In this lesson, we'll walk through the canvas, the sidebar tabs, and how to use the creative agent to make changes. Let's start with the canvas itself. This is the main workspace that takes up most of your screen. It's a live preview of your asset where you can click directly into any section or element to start editing it. Up in the top right corner, you'll see a desktop, mobile, and PDF display options. These allow you to preview how your asset will look across these different formats. Next to this is a preview button, which allows you to create a live preview to share with your teammates. And then the publish button. And finally, in the very top right, you'll see a menu that contains some version control options, as well as some options for exporting to PDF or generating a thumbnail of your asset. Here are some quick tips for manipulating elements in the editor. You can move sections or elements around on the page by clicking and dragging. You can also select anything on the page and use the copy-paste keyboard shortcuts to copy elements or entire sections. You can then delete elements or sections by selecting them and pressing the delete key on your keyboard. To add elements, click into any element or section on the page and use the plus icon in the Quick Changes menu. This will provide a menu of elements you can add to your asset. Once added, you can then click and drag around to reposition it. Now let's go through each tab in the left sidebar. The first tab is Pages. If you're on an enterprise plan, you can attach a list of accounts to an asset. This is where you can switch between account pages and see what the asset looks like for each one. So if you're building a personalized asset for a set of target accounts, you can click into any accounts page here and see or edit their specific version. Next is the Chat tab. This is where you interact with the creative agent. Think of the agent as a teammate you can describe work to in plain language, and it will execute. You don't need to know CSS or web design terminology. You can say things like, change the background color of the hero section to dark navy, or make the subheader 2 sentences and focus it on reducing sales cycles, and the agent will handle it. There's an important distinction worth knowing here. If you click on a section first and then open the Chat tab, the agent will work specifically within that section. If you open the Chat tab without selecting anything, the agent operates on the full page. This distinction is important depending on if you want to make element-specific changes or asset-wide changes. We'll get into more advanced prompting and creative agent uses in a later lesson. After the Chat is Design tab. This is your manual control panel for precise styling adjustments. Select any element on the canvas, then come here and adjust things like margin, padding, width, height, text size, alignment, and more. If the agent gets you 90% of the way there on a design change and you just need to nudge something a few pixels, this is where you do that. The last tab is Layers. This gives you a hierarchical view of everything on your page, all the sections, containers, and elements nested inside each other. Most of the time you won't need this, but when your pages get complex and you're trying to select something specific that's hard to click on in the canvas, the Layers tab lets you find and select it precisely. Once you've selected something through the layers, you can switch to the Design tab or Chat tab to make changes to it. If you're on an enterprise account, there's also a Data tab that appears at the top of the editor when a list is connected to your asset. This gives you access to all your account data and AI research for your list without having to leave the editor. You can browse what you already know about each account or kick off new AI research right there and then use it to inform your personalizations. It's essentially a lightweight version of Account Studio that lives right inside your creative workflow. You'll find yourself moving between these tabs fluidly as you work, starting with the prompt and chat, refining something in design, then previewing the result in the canvas. That rhythm is what's going to make you a GTM athlete.